All right, lesson 4. Now, as we talked about yesterday, if I have pawns on both sides, I can remove the pawns that are the same, put them underneath the bar, and reduce the problem down. So now, let's take a look at a problem like today. I'm going to use triangles for pawns. So I got 2 pawns plus the 4 and the 10. So I got it set up on my balance, just like you would have it on yours. Now, I can mentally go through this and say, okay, let's see, what could that be? Maybe a 3, because 3 and 3 plus 4 gives us 10. But now there's another way I could do that. What I could do is, like we had to talk about yesterday's video, when I had a number that was too big for the 10 itself on this side, it was what, 14, I made it 10 and 4, or 6 and 8, or however. I can make this 10 any 2 numbers that I want to. I can make that 10 5 and 5 if I wanted to. But in this case, if I make it a 4 and a 6, well, now I have something in common on both sides. I can take the 4's off, out of the way. Now when I look at it, I got 2 x's equaling 6. The x's must be 6. Well, now let's see if that works. I got to check it out, right? Always got to check. So we said 3. So 3 plus 4, that gets me 10. So the other side is 10. I get 10. So x is 3. Remember, x is the name of the pawn. That's all it is. Let's take a look at another problem. This one's a little bit more dicey. Let's see what we can do with it. Nope, didn't get it up high enough. Let me try that a little bit further. There we go. Okay. So I got a 4x and a 5 on one side. I've got a 2x, a 10, and a 3 on the other side. Okay. Now, I would hate to try to have to guess the numbers that are going to make this work. So what I'm going to do is I notice that I have the 2's, x's, so I'm going to remove those. That's reduced it down a little bit. Now, I can rewrite that 10 any way I want to. The problem is I only got 1 die left. But I'm going to make that 10 work for me here. Because I can make that 10 2 5s. So I can make it like that. So that 10 became 2 5s, so it's easier to work with. Now I notice I have a 5 on both sides, so I can pop that off. So now when I look at it, I've got the 2 x's, and I got 8. Well, x must be 4. So I'm going to write that down here. X must be 4. Well, let's see if that works. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. I got 4 of them, right? So that's 16. Plus 5 plus 5 gives me 21. On the other side, I got 4 and 4. And I'm just going to call that 13. Well, 4 and 4, I got 2 of those. That's 8. Plus 13 is 21. 21 equals 21. So hopefully you notice what we can do now is that if it's numbers, I can rewrite the numbers. I can let a 10 equal 2 5s, or a 6 and a 4. I get to the 6. Or a 9 and a 1. Whatever it needs to be. As long as I have the same thing on both sides of the equations, I can remove it. Whether it be pawns, like we did in this last problem, or numbers, like we did in this last problem. So let's try another problem. Let's just make one up here right off the top of our heads. I don't know. What sounds good to you? You're not here to talk to me, so I'm going to make one up myself. I'm going to say, let's do x plus 3x plus 3. Let's let that equal x plus 18. That ought to be a good one. Okay, so I'm going to set that up. Remember, wherever the x's are, that's a pawn. So I got x plus 3x and a 3. I've got an x, and I need an 18. Okay, wow, that's quite busy. I've got an x on both sides. I'm going to remove that off of there. Move it down below. I got an 18. So I can either make the 8 in the 2 things or the 10 in the 2 things. I'm going to make the 8 into a 5 and a 3. So my 8 is a 5 and a 3. Now that I have a 3 on both sides, I can take it off. So now I have 3 x's equaling 15. Well, to me, that only works if I have 5s, because 5, 5, and 5 give me 15. So I'm saying my x is 5. Now, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 3. I want to know, does that equal 5 plus 18? 5 plus 18 is 23. Well, 3 5s is 15, plus another 5 would be 20, plus 3 is 23. 23 does equal 23. There's my check. I figured out what my x is, and I've got my check. That works. That's how we do those problems. So we can move both pawns away if they're on both sides of the balance beam, and we can move numbers away if we need to.